Hello everyone. Today we will see how to work with YEARFRAC function in Excel. So let's start. This is our data set. Here we can see starting date and ending date, that is a date range. To work with YEARFRAC function, type YEARFRAC, double click on it, and after first bracket, the first argument is start date. So select the first date, then end date. After that, basis is optional. If you don't give it, it will also give you the result. Okay, but we will also give the basis if we want. Basis means here we can see this basis. So first I am showing how to select the basis. If you just select anyone and double click on it, it will be enabled. Then closing bracket, enter. If you uh, se- instead of two, you can select this one, double click on it, it will be enabled. So this is how you can work with YEARFRAC function. I am keeping the decimal values two places. Now I will explain the basis. Typing YEARFRAC function again. So start date, comma, end date, comma. Now what is actually basis? When you select start date and end date, it will calculate the number of days. And because this is a fraction function, so there will be a numerator and denominator. So in the numerator, i- if you see this option 0 us nsd 30 by 60, the in the numerator, the date range will consider every month as 30. That is, in January we know that 31 days in January, but in January it will take 30 days. In February we know there are 28 days, but in February also it will consider February as 30 days. So it will consider every month as 30, and then on that ground it will count how many, what is the number of the days from start date and end date. So that number will be in the numerator divided by the total. Here the total will be different in different methods. We know that uh, there are 365 days in a year and 366 in leap year. So in a regular year it takes 365, but here it will consider 360, that is it will consider 30 days in every month. So if you select this, so it will be selected, then this will be the result. Okay, now I am selecting another option, YEARFRAC, start date, end date. Now if I select this one, actual divided by actual, so the numerator actual means it will count the number of days which is actual, divided by actual means in the regular year it will divide by 365, and in the leap year it will divide by 366. So this is more popularly used, it is more common used cases. uh, so this is the situation. Now if we discover more basis, start date, end date, comma, this one, if we select this one, then it will count uh, the number of days in the, and give it to the numerator, divide by, it will consider there are only 360 days in a year. On that basis the calculation will be happening. If you double click on it, then close bracket, you can see this is the result. Now start date, end date, if I select this one, actual divided by 365, that is in the numerator, it will count the actual date difference, divided by the denominator, the total will be 365. If we select this, if in this case, even the year is leap year, it will not count that year as 366. In that case also it will count 365. 365 will be constant. Okay. Now finally, start date comma end date comma, if this one and the zero option, these two are same. If you in the numerator, the number of days will be counted on the basis that they will think that every month has 30 days. We know that there are 30 days in some months, there are 31 days in some month, and in February there are 28 days, in leap year there are 29 days. But they will not consider that, they will consider every month as 30, and on that basis they will count the date from this date to this date. And this will be the numerator divided by a constant of 360. That is, they will not consider 365 or 366, they will consider 360. So if I double click on it, 4 will be there. So this is how we can work with YEARFRAC function. That's all for today. Thank you very much.